I asked Coach Kelly about the culture of this team, and he said it was books and ball. Do you agree with that, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Books and ball means that we kind of have the day split into two halves. We have football half where you go all on football and you give 100% you have. And then you have the books part where you go to class, you get your homework done, you get your studying again, and we go 100% on that part too. So we're student athletes. We like to attack both with all of our time and effort.
Is it similar to what you experienced before? You obviously came from a very high level academic institution. Is it similar to that with the approach?
Absolutely. You know, both institutions require you to kind of manage your time well. You have to kind of know what you're doing, planning your day out, and kind of attack everything with like intention. It's very intentional about your books, intentional about your classes, intentional about football. So you just kind of carry that over, and it was a nice transition for me.
It seems like a pretty heavy burden, a lot of work. Is the outlet winning? Is the winning the fun part? What's the fun part?
The fun part is the journey. Actually, you know, you can have fun in everything that you do. You're out here every day with a good group of guys, and you're in the classroom with great students. You're attacking everything, and winning is also fun. But you got to kind of find fun in everything to enjoy the process.
Teach me something about Socrates.
About Socrates, he had a dinner party where he was trying to explain what eros was or what love was, and he had a bunch of different people there, and they were kind of all giving interesting ideas. One idea that was interesting was that people were split in half at creation, and that's why we always want a counterpart, because we're looking for our whole.
Wow.
Far less interesting. But, we see the offense on Saturdays. We see what they've done, scoring more than 40 points. We see them in practice when you guys go up against them. What's that been like, and what has stood out for you seeing them kind of every day?
Obviously we have a great offense. It's a great challenge for us because we consider ourselves a great defense. We can go against them every day in practice. So we just rely on them to kind of bring the energy, and we bring the energy as well. And we both go at it to, as my old coach used to say at Harvard, iron sharpens iron. So when they get good, it makes us better. When we're better, it makes them better. So it's kind of just us all working together.
So you guys have been doing a good job this year because the offense is doing great.
Absolutely, but still much to improve on.
Okay, so on seeing Zach, going to against Zach, what have you learned about him, and what makes him tough?
What makes him tough is that he does everything every day. He's out here every day, working every day. He goes full speed every day. I was fortunate enough to play against Aaron Chamberlain, who was on my team at Harvard, who was the Cowboys for a little bit. He got hurt, but he was also a great back, and they kind of had things in common that they were themselves every day. They kept playing every day. They kept challenging every day, and it's just great to see good competition every day.
With your emphasis on education and your knowledge of philosophy, does that correlate in football at all? Do you find yourself being like a more cerebral player? Any changes in how you approach the game?
I think knowledge can definitely help the game. We're all in the film room. We're all in our meeting rooms trying to learn more about the defense. The more you know about the defense, the faster you can play, because the less you have to think about it. So once you really understand your defenses to the core, it's all just reacting to the offense now. You don't have to think oh, should I take this step, take this step? It's all I know where I'm supposed to be. I know what they can do, so now I just have to react to what they're doing.
You talked about Zach. What about Dorian? How has he stood out to you, and what's it like kind of trying to corral him here in practice? Absolutely.
It's a great challenge. Whenever we go against a mobile quarterback, I know that we have a guy on our team that's given us a really good look at kind of keeping and containing him in the pocket. You know what a kind of a dangerous weapon looks like, and just gives again the defense a really great look on how to attack like a good player.
Coming into the season, a lot of people were wondering what the defense was going to look like, how all these new pieces were going to fit in. Now that you guys are at the midway point of the regular season, now people are looking at it as a strength. How would you assess how this defense has performed at this point?
I think we've performed well. I don't think we've performed to our abilities. I think, everyone would say, we have a lot to work on. We always can get better, even if we're playing. If we have our best game next week, we can have a better game after the week after that. It's all about improving. It's all about taking steps forward. There's always stuff you can improve on. So we're playing well, but we want to play better.
What's been your focus of improvement week? What are you trying to get better at?
I'm trying to get better at every aspect of my game, honestly. I'm working on literally every aspect, from pass rush to run defense to knowledge of the game to everything. I just want to get better as a whole individual.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy class.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
What's sounding the same question? What's been your focus of improvement week? What are you working on?
I'm focusing on everything, working on my entire game, just mentally and physically, technique and scheme. So it doesn't stop for me.
I also asked about Coach Kelly calls it books and ball, the culture here. What does that mean to you, books and ball?
It's everything. It's majority of my life besides for my spirituality and my family. That's everything to me. Making sure I take care of academics and then football, of course.
How do you? Jacob was saying that you have to enjoy the journey to really succeed in that. Do you agree with that? And just find enjoyment in putting the work in.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree with him on that. The journey is the destination in a way, because you got to embrace it. You know what I mean? The ups and the downs, and you got to learn from everything and continue to get better. So I definitely agree with him.
What's the vibe been on campus here? Are you hearing more different from your fellow students?
I don't really hear too much. One of my professors, she told us good job on one of our wins, and that was cool to know people care about what we're doing over here. So, but when I'm over there, it's really majority school. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So,
how did she single? Did she knew you were on the team, or how did she know, or what she say to everybody in the class?
She just spoke to the class in general. It was like our football team is doing well, or they did well this past week, and just said, let's give them a round of applause. So she didn't single anybody out.
Did you stand up?
No. Acted like I was taking notes.
Which class was that? Sorry.
It was intellectual history.
Is this different for you? I mean, just coming in from Wyoming and being in this environment where you're getting national publicity now, and there's articles written about UCLA, top 11, that sort of thing?
It definitely is different, and it's a little bit more attention. But, the core values don't change. Just show up every day and try to get better. So I try not to let that stuff infiltrate my mind too much because it can become a distraction. But it's definitely a good thing, but it's not the focus, though.
Late in that game, you saw Jalen Davies, pick up that forced fumble. What have you seen out of his growth that's allowed him to get on the field in those crucial moments?
Jalen, he's a great player. He's a great player now, and he'll be a great player for this program in the future. I'm sure of that. But he shows up every day ready to work and willing to learn. He knows he doesn't know everything, so he listens with open ears. You know what I mean? And you could tell all the work he puts in is starting to show. I know he got a touchdown coming soon. He keeps getting too close, so he's going to finish it next time.
Is the unbeaten record like a motivator for you, or where do you find your personal motivation?
I find my personal motivation in doing the small things correct every day, focusing on the details. That's just it's a result of our work ethic as a team and as a program, you know what I mean? So we got to continue to focus on that, just good practices, good meetings, being attentive to the details and doing all the little things right, and we'll get all the wins we want.
What do we see from Dorian going up against him in practice, and how he's like? Obviously we see what he does on Saturdays, but in terms of practice, what have you seen from him that stood out?
Dorian's a great player. Obviously, you guys know that. He takes his craft very serious, you know what I mean? And he definitely will challenge you in practice. He throws the ball at me sometimes. I think he threw a shot at me today. So he's real competitive, and that's one of my favorite things about him. He's passionate about this game, and he's competitive, aside from his work ethic and his talent, obviously.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a nice day.
You too.
How y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
I want to ask you a similar question, but in a different way. I think everybody agrees that the culture here is books and ball.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see that in the team, and how does that elevate this team and make it special?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we talk about in the football realm is knowledge and effort. So, those are our two core fundamentals, and biggest thing is you got to know what you're doing to be able to play fast. And I think Sykes was hitting on it earlier. This is a game of reaction, and that comes from understanding the scheme, understanding the game plan. It comes from studying and preparation over time.
So do you see these guys are putting in time on their own and doing things to elevate the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a nature of accountability that we have on the team too. There's always somebody that's ready to compete with you for your spot at the end of the day, and that's what makes the team better. We got guys, just taking a second shout out our scout team. Our scout D-line, Q Summy, Hayden Harris, those guys inside, they give us a good look every single day. And I think that's really a testament to how they approach the game every single day, seeing what they pick up on us, telling us the keys that we give away, and helps us all elevate our game.
Justifiably, offensive lines often get a little bit of credit for how the quarterback plays, but is there also a vice versa relationship when a quarterback's on time the way Dorian is right now? Does it make it easier on you guys up front?
100%. His maturity and his ability to make quick decisions is great for us. Sometimes everybody wins reps and loses reps, and he's an eraser. We all make each other better at the end of the day.
Where have you seen the biggest growth from Dorian from maybe last year or the past years to this year?
I think Dorian's a great representative of this team. I think biggest thing is confidence and preparation. Everybody jokes about he's old. We're all old, honestly. So just the way he approaches the game every single day and having that professional mentality is something that he's carried on to us. And then just you guys see it on the TV, the confidence that he brings to his game every single day. As a confidence that's within this entire team. That comes from our preparation day in, day out.
You mentioned he's competitive. What are some of the ways he's competitive, maybe outside of football?
Well, he had all of us, the offensive guys, over for an NIL thing, and it was all basketball, air hockey, and Dorian's gonna talk trash, and he's always chirping, and you'll see me during the games pulling him back, but that's just part of who he is, and I think that's great because you got to have that fire, and you got to have somebody trying to push your buttons, and that helps us all get better every single day.
Can I ask about Zach? I'm just talking to him.
Yeah.
So he's like a one-cut guy, right? He just keeps cut goes. Does that change how you guys do like blocking for a guy that's that decisive and that kind of
100%.
Yeah.
He sets up blocks for us really well, and our job is just to get him to the second level. And you see what he does when he gets up there. He's a physical back. He got a lot faster. I used to joke about him getting hawked before, but he has breakaway speed and he's hitting dudes in the mouth, and that's all you can ever ask of your running back.
He said he wanted to be more of a leader this year. He's obviously kind of a quiet guy by nature.
Yeah.
Have you seen him do that?
100%.
In what way?
Yeah, just, leading by example is his biggest thing. As Azizi was talking about, Azizi's a defensive player, but he sees how Zach approaches every single day. Zach has come in every single day since he's been here, and he's always been a guy that's been up at the front. He speaks when he needs to speak. And when he talks, everybody wants to listen because he does everything right. So why wouldn't you want to listen to him?
Seems like offensive line communication has definitely improved since Bowling Green. There was that one play, the Bobo hot route in the
Yeah,
zone.
yeah.
Did it help you guys, I think, to have those first two games against, just call them what they are, kind of substandard opponents to kind of get ready for these sorts of games?
No, I don't think the process changes at all. Our biggest thing is improving our standard, and our biggest thing was preparation, understanding exactly what the game plan was, and we were able to make that call last weekend because we took the time to prepare. It doesn't matter who we're playing. All that matters is that we attack the game plan the same every single week.
you talked about preparation, and also talking about you guys being old
Yeah.
and experienced, but that is in a sense preparation, right? You've had years of preparation.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So is that sort of what we're seeing?
Yeah, I think experience is, you can't replace experience. You got to get knocked down to get back up, learn from your mistakes. And I think that's been a great thing for us. Dorian and I came in, same grade. We were 0-5, and we're 6-0 now, and that's a testament to our hard work. We're not looking at it as a pat on the back, but we got here because of the work we've put in over the last 5 years, and we're going to continue to do the same thing.
You stood up here before the season and said you guys were ready to dominate. It feels like you guys are doing that now.
Yeah.
What does that feel like, and how do you keep it going?
Focusing on day to day. We're here. We're where we are because of what we've done, and that can't change. Success is whatever. It's the middle of the season. You don't get an award in the middle of the season. Our biggest thing is focusing on having a good Wednesday today, having a good Thursday tomorrow, and we'll pick our heads up at the end of the year, and we'll be where we want to be.
You got to be enjoying this on some level, right?
Yeah. But honestly, the process is better. I loved camp this year because I hear Azizi chirping all the time. Just that competitive spirit that we had the entire year, that's what makes it fun. At the end of the day, it's a game. You got to have fun with it every single day.
So Zach came back this year, and I think you wanted to kind of improve his game even more for the next level.
Yeah.
But is that mentality sort of like Dorian too, and you
Yeah, I think it's a whole team thing.
Does that carry over?
100%.
I'm preparing for this.
Yeah. We knew there was a lot more we were capable of, and we know now there's still a lot more we're capable of. And every single day we came with the same mentality, and we're going to keep that mentality as we continue on.
Dorian and Zach bring so much to this game, and with their experience, and they're a great 1-2 punch. How do you see Keegan Jones kind of fitting into things, big picture, maybe down the road too?
I think Keegan's a spark plug. He got that little flip pass during the game, and he takes it off for 30 yards down the sideline. I've seen Keegan absolutely decimate ankles before, and just he's as twitchy can get. And I think the fact that you can give him the ball anywhere in the field, he can just open up and create a hole where there wasn't even a hole before. That's something that you need on your offense, and I think he's a great asset.
After each of the last two games, we've seen Dorian have a more fiery look to him.
Mm-hmm.
How infectious is it to have a quarterback like that? That isn't afraid to show how much a game, how much a moment like the ones he's been having means to him.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is your quarterback's always your leader, and I think when your leader is himself, it helps the team. I think he's a confident individual, and he loves being able to go out there and showcase his talents and rely on us. And make us pick ourselves up when we're a little bit down. And that's something that, as a leader, he's great at. I think that's helped us throughout this entire year.
How much fun is film review after a game like that?
It's the same. Like, you win or loss, like, it's the same. You know, you focus on what you did well, or you talk about what you did well, and you focus on what you need to improve at the end of the day. It's quick. You know, you don't sit on the laurels of your victory. You're on to the next, because that's the most important thing, what you're going to do the next day. Like, practice on Monday. You know, we watch film from the game before, and then it's what's in our next game plan, what are we going to do to improve this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.